Cool. All right. Are we on? We're on, goddammit. We are on. Popping. What's good? What's good? We here with RKT Appraisal or RKT Real Estate and Finance. That's what that
is. Shit. What the fuck?
You forgot to change it on the whole. I got to change it on the fucking band. I'm gonna change it on the band in a second. But today we talking about but is the website still rktappraisals.com?
Yeah, it's getting updated this weekend.
Okay, so we'll still keep it like that for right now.
For now, yeah.
We'll change it later. But so today we're talking about how your health is costing you. So shout out to Monogamous Player in the chat, man. Shout out to you, bro. So what are y'all talking about here? What do you mean costing you literally, figuratively, both? What's the situation?
What's the dealio?
Yeah, man. All the above, man. All the above, man. I mean, the stats show that your health and how you eat and how you take care of health is about 30-40% of your income. So what that really means, it dictates everything, meaning that if you eat horribly, one, it's costing you a lot of money because that means you got to go to the doctor more often. That means that you're going to get prescribed more medicines for high blood pressure, diabetes, things of that nature. And then on top of that, the rise of healthcare is on a whole nother level. The cost of healthcare is on a whole nother level right now. Every year with all these employers, the deductibles is getting insane. Most deductibles with companies now are $1,500, $2,000, just for one person. If it's a family plan, $3,000, $4,000 deductibles, and they still not necessarily paying all of it. They might only pay 20% of what the bill is after you meet your deductible. So the point of this is that how you eating? You got to, one, start eating healthier, and then two, just kind of really budget yourself on what you're doing and how you're spending money in terms of food. Right. It's costing you on all angles, what you spend and when you go to the doctor.
Right.
That's crazy. And so, it's funny because like with me personally, it's so weird because I like to eat a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I've slowly been trying to get back to eating good stuff, but also not only eating good stuff, but also not eating a lot too. Because I think that's another thing too. Sometimes we forget that we eat more often than we need to. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's something that I think that's not even healthy either. Just like eating all the time, eating all day is that we get used to that, and then that becomes a thing where we eat too much. That makes us unhealthy. And then that makes us, that even further is more complications. So I think not only learning to eat healthy, but learning how to have certain portions so that you don't overeat, which is going to make you fuck your situation up more. You feel what I'm saying? And then also exercise and doing all the other stuff to make sure that that's, good. But what are your thoughts on some things people can do to actually not let their health cost them a lot, whether it's, between their physical, but also money wise? Like, what's some thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, the easy thing is use your resources. I mean, if you're a W-9 worker, you got a 9 to 5, your insurance actually covers at least at minimum a percentage for you to see a nutritionist. You know what I mean? I got a nutritionist, and a nutritionist literally sits down and says, go over what you eat, map out a plan based off of what you're trying to achieve, your diet plan, and cost effective, and they map out a real plan for you. And I have a nutritionist. I was like, oh, my insurance pay for it? Yeah. And she was like, okay. I set up an intermittent fasting eating where I eat between 11 and 7. I eat certain amounts of foods, and it organizes everything so it costs me less because I'm not just wasting a lot of money buying things sporadically. So it's just a real meal plan, and it protects my pockets at the same time because it's consistent. Now, if I do decide to eat out, go to McDonald's, because we all human, things happen, things of that nature, one, I can limit that cost, and two, I actually know how it's impacting my body in terms of the long-term results. So hence, I won't waste as much money on there because it's gonna cost me money down the road, and it's costing me money right now in the moment because I'm wasting $20. It's $20 to get a meal these days at McDonald's. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it.
Just to kind of add to that, right? Well, yes, food preparation, right? That's number one. You want to be able to prep your food. Eat out less, right? Because think about it. Like when you go to the supermarket, You know, if you go to the supermarket, in most supermarkets, the first supermarket is the produce section. How long people stay in the produce section? I guarantee you it's for less than 10 minutes every time they're in the supermarket. They'll probably be in the produce section for maybe 2-3 minutes and go straight to everything else.
Right.
And it's literally in the front of the store.
Right.
Almost every supermarket. So we have to change the way we're thinking about how we shop. And, you know, for what it'll cost us less. Because the truth is, people say, oh, you know, eating a certain lifestyle is more expensive. And the truth is, it's not. It's really not. Vegetables cost $2-3. Like, I can make a meal with vegetables and fruits, $5 tops. And then you can go to a restaurant, and any type of meat is going to cost you $10 plus. So people got the wrong idea of how much things really actually cost when it comes to fruits and vegetables. And I say this: what do you choose? What do you prefer? Do you prefer, you know, snacks that may be the same price or a little more, or do you choose the doctor's bill? It's your choice, because regardless to what, you're going to pay something one way or another. Whether it's the bill, like Rashid was saying with the insurance, if the insurance doesn't cover it, now you got bills, you know, because you're unhealthy, and then it affects your business. If you are unhealthy and you can't get up because you're sick, does that affect your business? Of course it does. Now you can't work because you're unhealthy. And when it comes to portion control, like if you go to other countries, the size of the palm of your hand is how much you should be eating on your plate. We eat 2, 3, maybe 4 times that much in one meal. And then we eat that 3 times a day. And then most people don't intermittent fast, which we should be doing. Like Rashid was saying, we need to intermittent fast. It's super important. Why? Because just like you can't drive your car all day, every day. The car needs a break. Your body needs a break too. So that's why, what do they call breakfast? It's actually called break fast. You're breaking your fast when you have the first meal of the day. When you're sleeping, you're actually fasting while you're sleeping. And then for me personally, I don't eat before noon. I don't eat before noon. So maybe about 8, 9 o'clock at night until 12 the next day, I'm not eating. And then you want to eat 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours before you go to bed. Because when you're sleeping and you have all that food in your system, it's like your body's not getting a proper rest. That's why a lot of times if you get up like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you're super tired because your body's still digesting what you ate the night before.
That's facts. That's
so
facts.
Just little things like this that we can change, because one, it affects our health, and 2, it's going to cost us. And the thing is, people don't think about it like this. Whether it costs you today or costs you 5 years from now, it's still going to cost you in the long run if you are unhealthy. And that's what people fail to realize. So it's man, health is what. Look at me right here. Like, I got this green juice. I don't just talk, man. I'm living it. Like, like I don't just live to eat. I eat to live. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
This is cucumber, celery, apple, ginger, papaya, all in one. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Versus me having a Diet Coke or some Orange Fanta or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Shots fired, nigga. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Diet Cokes be hidden, though. The Diet Cokes be hidden.
I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if it's going to change your perspective of Diet Coke. But do you know that you can use Coca-Cola to clean your engine for your car? Do you know that? Like,
no, that's a fact. That is a fucking fact.
No, but I'm saying
they're putting this in our bodies. Now, here's the thing. Even what saves some people is that they work out, which is great. I feel like there should be a balance, because if you eat good but you don't work out, you're still like, you're doing okay, but you're not as good as you should be. Right. Because you still need to work out. If you work out but you're eating trash, that's no good either. Right. Because even though you're working out, you got bad food in your system. You get what I'm saying? So you got to kind of find a balance in between the two. You know what I'm saying? There we go. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And like I said, we have to find a balance between the two. There's so many diseases out there, from high blood pressure to cancer. You know, the list is long, especially for our people, and hereditary disease that happen. And even just to say that, in my opinion, personally, I don't believe diseases are hereditary. I believe behaviors are hereditary. So what happens is that our family, right? they taught us they ate a certain way. Why did they eat a certain way? Because our grandparents taught them to eat a certain way, and their parents taught them to eat a certain way. So I don't believe these diseases are hereditary. I believe the behavior is, and we got to change that behavior by eating different. First, to start off by having the right mindset of what we should be eating, and it takes time. You can't do this in one night. I'm a vegan. It took me 10 years for this process. We're in 2023. Around 2013, 2014 is when I started my journey. But I had to go from a pescatarian, right? But even before I got to pescatarian, I had to stop eating red meat. Then I was only eating chicken and fish. And then I stopped eating chicken. So I was only eating fish. That was the only flesh I was having. And then I had to, once I was only eating fish, when I was a pescatarian, the fish was the smallest portion on my plate. The veggies was the largest, and the starches was like a medium. I kept doing that until I didn't eat the fish anymore. So officially, I want to say like around 2015 going into 2016 is when I officially became a vegan. I have nothing but fruits and vegetables. From time to time, I have a starch here and there, but that's pretty much it. I don't eat anything else.
That's crazy. And that's a good point I was going to make too, is that I think what happens is the part that's hard for most people is they try to do everything at once, which is impossible because you're not going to go from doing this today and then totally tomorrow and then until, forever going to just be on point. So with even me, for example, I used to eat like a lot, like fucking 3 meals a day, snacks in between each meal and all the other shit. I'm surprised I'm not like 300 pounds. You feel what I'm saying? So what happened is that when I started, the first time I dieted was I think in 2020. Like actually really took it seriously and was like, I got to lose some weight and see how this goes. Because I was like, I don't know how the fuck it's gonna happen. So what happened was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go from eating 2 meals a day from 3 meals a day to just 2. You know what I'm saying? So I just started like that. Just like, okay, let me try this out. And then I started actually looking at the fucking calories and shit. And I was like, okay, I know this is this calories. I'm gonna eat this. And then I started to eat the same thing every day because I knew how much the calories were. But then also what I did was I made sure the things I was eating was stuff I actually enjoyed eating so that I would actually eat it. Because sometimes what happens is that some people are like, oh, I got to eat this shit. They'll eat it because they know it's low calorie and it's healthy, but they don't enjoy eating that thing. So you have to find healthy things you enjoy eating. You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're not gonna do it, or you're gonna do it for like 100%. A day or two and then fucking stop. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a thing of like you said, it's a process, but also being realistic in that process. And then what I noticed is that the less I started eating, it seemed like it was like my stomach got smaller, meaning that I didn't feel the need to eat as much because I got used to not eating as much. So I think people forget or don't realize that it's going to get to that point. And to answer this question, it says, what do you have thoughts on skipping breakfast, working out, and just eating lunch and dinner, and in some cases only dinner and snacks? So what's your thoughts on that?
I think it depends on the schedule. It depends on the person's schedule. Reason being is because you could get, depending on when you get up and when you start your day, what are you doing for your day? How many calories are you burning when you first get up? What do you? Because if you're getting up and you're sitting in front of a screen, you can wait for a period of time before you eat. But let's say if you get up and you have to physically move around and you know your job is to where you have like real manual labor, then you must put something in your system because you know you're going to be burning energy. You need to replenish. You get what I'm saying? So it just depends. So you really, like I said, it's a gray area. So it depends on when you get up. And like I said, for me, I don't eat until 12. Right. But I know because after 12, I'm going to be moving around. So I need to eat something to have the energy because I'm going to be burning it anyway. So just and you know, it really all depends.
Yeah. To his point, it just depends on what your day looks like. I mean, intermittent fasting is a good thing because intermittent fasting, you can squeeze breakfast in there. You know, they just give you an 8-hour window to eat in. Since you sleep for pretty much 8 hours and you work for 8 hours, they give you an 8-hour window to eat in. So for me, at one point I was doing 10 to 6, you know, so the earliest I ate was 10 and the latest I ate was 6. And you could eat snacks in between, you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But the truth is, in that 8-hour period, you're not going to really want to eat that much because it's an 8-hour period. That's why it trains your body to be good. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but the 10 to 6, 11 to 7, you know, and it's also relevant to what time you go to bed. Because if you're eating at 7, but you go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, you need to bump that up to like 10 to 6, or you know what I mean, or or a 9 to 5 type of thing. So just really, like Kadeem said, depends on your schedule, when you're going to sleep, and what you're actually doing.
Right. Now, and I'd also say too is that a lot of it too is it's all a balancing thing because like, for example, like I know for me, like when I started just eating twice instead of 3 times, what I would do is sometimes, like if I woke up later, I would just eat lunch and dinner. And if I woke up really early, I'd eat breakfast, but then I would only eat dinner. I would skip lunch. You feel what I'm saying? Or it would be a situation where I might eat breakfast, eat dinner, and then in the middle I might get like a snack that's only like 100 calories, and that's not, you know, like something healthy or whatever, right? So but also too is like knowing calories, because a person could say, well, I'm only going to eat, I know they have the diet where they eat like, you know, one meal a day or something like that, and then you could eat 1 meal a day, but then you're eating freaking 3,000 calories in that one meal. So you're gaining weight and you're eating unhealthy. So it doesn't matter that you're only eating once a day. You're eating something that is still unhealthy and still has a lot of calories. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be a balance. It's like, okay, what am I eating? What are the calories? And am I realistically going to be able to eat this way consistently? Because I think sometimes psychologically, when we feel like we can't and we fail, we just go right back into the pattern of what we were doing before. You see what I'm saying? So I look at it that way. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, man. And so what are your thoughts on as far as you know, your health costing you money wise though? Like what are some things people can do to not have to pay so much, or is it just we got to just bite the bullet and say, fuck it, I got to pay health insurance and it's going to be this much and that's just what it be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, no, at the end of the day, if you're a 9 to 5 worker, you're forced to pay health insurance no matter how you slice it. You know what I mean? So you might as well use the actual resources you have. Let's be honest here, though. Anybody in the 9 to 5 world, all these jobs, at least, well, let me rephrase that. A semi-decent job these days, they're gonna have all kinds of nonsense. They're gonna give you free Fitbits. They're gonna have all these like little activities, things that you get points for, that they pay you out. They give you all types of incentives to get healthy. They actually pay you to get healthy, because the reality of the situation is, even though they're raping you in insurance costs, at the end of the day, it still costs them down the long run, because they still have to pay more themselves as a company to give you insurance. So it's in their best interest for you to eat healthy. So a lot of your jobs, to be honest with you, they give you all this stuff, man. Like I said, Fitbit, some jobs even will give you a discount on a gym membership. Yeah. Then on top of that, actually, again, just use your insurance to get a nutritionist. Yeah. Use your insurance to go see a specialist. Use your insurance when you go to the doctor visit. Actually ask your doctor real questions. Don't let them just hit you on your knee to see if your joints work. Actually ask them real questions. Like, you know what I mean? They have to give you a real chart. Do you know the doctors actually have to give you a real game plan if you actually ask them? But nobody will ask them. It's in and out, and they getting paid $200,000-$300,000 a year, and you can't take 5 minutes to ask them, hey, doc, what I should be doing healthy? They're going to brush you off, but if you actually ask them real questions, they are legally obligated to give you real plans and give you real accurate information on what affects you and how it affects your health. And let's also face it, the way the world is set up, everything is medicine predicated. So the doctor's jobs is with contracts, with prescription plans. They want to feed medication to you. But if you do all this healthy stuff, you will not have to be taking all these medications all the time, which will reduce your cost dramatically and give you years down the line. And the kicker is, this also affects you if you want to get a life insurance policy. That's why you got to call RKT right now. If you're eating horrible right now, call us right now so we get you a policy. That's how real the game is. And that's listen, we tell people all the time, man, you know, you can still get approved for a policy with high blood pressure and diabetes that's going to cost you more money now. Right. So get in while you good and get that policy locked in, because it also costs you legitimately from a life insurance standpoint on top of your health. You know, so
And you don't want to start up small, man, because that drastic change is unrealistic. Most people won't do it. They'll fall off, right? Quickly. Right. So what I would suggest is just do something small. I'm talking about like minor changes. Like if you're gonna eat a snack, get a fruit. There's so many fruits. There has to be something that you would like to eat. There's too many. Something that your buds would be feeling 100%, right? Because in the long run, like I was saying earlier, in the long run, it's going to cost you regardless. And I think we have the wrong we could look at it like this, like, right? Everybody right now is wearing something decent, something nice, right?
Mhm.
I guarantee. Ask yourself this question: Was your meal less expensive or more expensive than the clothes that you have on? I'm pretty sure it's probably less expensive than what you have. I'm pretty sure it's less than your car note. I'm pretty sure that it's less than your mortgage. I'm pretty sure that your week's worth of groceries, you can afford it. But what are you putting in your fridge? There's a lot of things in the supermarkets that are banned in other countries.
That's a fact.
And have it in the store.
That's
and
crazy.
Sell it in America like it's nothing, right? So it's just, for one, Google. I'm not saying it has all the information, but you can use Google. What are some healthy tips that I can use to affect my life in a positive way? And it can help you out. As far as the cost, like I said, it's spending, and everybody's lifestyle is different. As far as, like, if you want to eat out, go to a restaurant and they have healthy choices on that menu.
Right.
But most bypass them. Or if you don't eat out as much and you choose to go to the supermarket, just get the healthier choices. And like I said, take steps to reach those goals that you may have. Because I mean, it may be like a lot at first to where you're like, damn, I don't want to do this. But 2-3 years down the line, you're gonna thank yourself for doing it. And you're gonna thank RKT Appraisals for doing it too. Because we're gonna help you out. Right? Because if we sit down with you and we talk to you about your finances, we do a financial analysis on you, which is great. But if your health is not in order, it doesn't matter what you're doing with your money. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because down the line, it's going to affect you. Somewhere down the line, and then you can't sustain the business that you want to sustain. You can't go, you can't chase your daughter, your son around. They running around, they saying, oh, Ma, Pa, come chase me. And you can't do it because you're 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight.
Right.
You can play with your child. You can't take your family on vacation because you want dialysis at the hospital.
Right.
Because you chose to eat the wrong things.
Oh, you good? You good?
Yep.
You okay. But I wanted to ask you guys, like, based on weight, like, if you're closer to a normal BMI, how much does that really affect your life insurance plans and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, because my BMI is probably out of whack because I'm a short nigga and I'm stocky and like overweight. So if let's just say I lost 30 pounds, like, what kind of effect does that have on a life insurance plan? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, it plays a role. So that's all underwriting. So on face value,
with the underwriting, do you know how much that affects your shit?
The exact number now. I'm not gonna say right now, but it does affect you. So what it is just like car insurance. They look at all the stats. Right. It does affect you because the healthier you are, the closer to your mass that you're supposed to be, it is gonna lower your premium. But the exact number, I don't know. Because there's so many random formulas with different insurance companies how they calculate it,
right?
But it does affect you.
It does, though. But it could at least mean the difference between like $5-10, like something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I had no idea about that. So you're
a lot of people don't know that shit. A lot of people don't know that shit.
It's a real thing.
Hold on, let me explain something real quick. Because I told y'all already that I got a life insurance policy with RKT Appraisals, right? A fucking nurse came out to my house, bro.
Wow.
Took my blood pressure, bro, took out a scale, made me stand on the scale, measured my height. You understand what I'm saying? And she asked me a list of questions about, do you smoke? Do you do this? Have you ever used this? Have you ever smoked weed? Blah, 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 blah. Do you engage in gang activity? Like everything. No, she didn't ask me gang activity.
She's like, what set you repping, nigga?
You know what I'm saying? Because if you from the 33s, then I might be able to lower your premium, nigga. But nah. But seriously, like blood pressure. She asked me about my diet. She took my height and my weight. So she definitely gonna enter my shit on the BMI.
Right.
And like you said, they use different companies use different algorithms, but it literally could, like, say you was gonna pay $160 a month. Like if you had lost some weight and then applied for the insurance or whatever it is, you lost 10 pounds, 15 pounds, you probably could be paying $15 less a month.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's real shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't really, look at that type of shit. Because look, I'll be honest, man, weight has been a struggle for me like forever. Like that's weight has been like my number one nemesis in my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all seen me, you know, lose weight and then I gain some of it back and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just a nigga that just be struggling every day trying to maintain and trying to, you know, stay active at least, you know, and I got my green juice. You know what I'm saying? Like I do different things to kind of counterbalance because it's just really easy for me to keep weight on. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know, so everybody got their struggle.
And also too, just because your body looks a certain way, like doesn't necessarily mean like for some, like even myself, like people see me and they think, oh, you got some muscles, you look like you kind of fit, but the doctor's like, listen, nigga, you need to do some shit because your blood sugar levels is crazy right now. And so, and even I remember I had a friend who he was pre-diabetic and he had the 6-pack, all of that shit.
Wow.
So just because you look that way don't mean that so you still need you make sure you still get checked so that you know what's going on.
Right. I was gonna say there's external and then there's internal.
Right.
So even when it comes back to the BMI, right? Yes, you know, your height needs to match the weight to a degree. But then what makes the biggest difference? They're looking at your medical history.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Right. So, you know, let's say you guys are both 210, you know, 6'2", whatever, right? But if Miles' medical history is better than yours, Mr. Locario, your premium, Mr. Locario, may go up just a little bit because of medical history. Now the risk is higher,
right?
Even though you guys are both, you know, at the same BMI,
right?
You get what I'm saying? And then so that's why they go. What they do is they basically connect with the Medical Information Bureau. The Medical Information Bureau and the life insurance companies, they're in cahoots. They're like, listen, I need you to get all information on this guy. Right? They're like talking to the MIB. And MIB is like, here's all information on this guy. And then they do their work and the underwriter will come up with their decision based off your medical history, your BMI, your driver's license, your location, believe it or not, where you live. All these things play a factor. Getting the coverage, you know.
And that should tell people how correlated your health is really just to your life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that serious. You know what I'm saying? Because and the thing is, you know, you want to be able to stay away from you know, like, because this is the thing. There's certain things that you may not even be able to necessarily control that could affect your health. So if you can control certain things, you should control all the things you can control. You know what I'm saying? Because even for example, like I had to take medication because I had Graves' disease and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I had hypothyroidism. So that's why if y'all could see this on YouTube, like there was a couple of my videos, was it like maybe 2-3 years ago, where I was super skinny. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was looking like I was aging backwards and shit. Like I looked like I was fucking 17 years old and shit. Niggas thought I had AIDS or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was super skinny and shit. And it was like, I was like, what the fuck? And so I had to take medication for that. And you know, I hate taking medication because even the medication that I took, that shit fucking fucked with my like emotions and shit. Like I started feeling all emotional and shit. And I was like, it was like, how the fuck? I was like, is this how women feel? I was like I felt like a chick. Like I was like emotional and I was like, I don't know why I'm feeling so emotional. Nigga, like what the fuck is going on? But it was the medication.
That's
I was like, yo.
You see, that's why I don't take medication, bro.
Yo,
I don't fucking take medication. Yo, did you guys, and I saw this on a video somewhere the other day. Did you know that any man-made medication, it is possible for you to overdose?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Any man-made medication, if you take enough of it, you can die. Like children's Tylenol, fucking ibuprofen, Benadryl. If you take enough, you can fucking die because the amount of chemicals and bullshit that's in these medications, once it hits your liver too hard, you're done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why a nigga like me the other day, I had COVID. You thought I took anything? No. It took me like an extra 3 days to get over it. But when I catch the flu or a cold or anything, nigga, I ride it the fuck out. I don't take nothing from nobody.
Right. It's crazy.
You hear what I'm saying? Bro, I don't build Medicaid. Yo, the other day when I was years ago when I was in my bus accident and I had to get surgery on my arm, niggas gave me I had 12 painkillers. Right. I don't know what it was, some fentanyl or some shit. I don't know. Before niggas knew fentanyl was the shit, was so dangerous, and I didn't take not one of them shits. I gave them shits away. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I let the pain, I just sat there with the fucking pain. And the pain wasn't even that bad because not to mention the drugs they already put in you during surgery. Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm thinking, I don't need no more because I woke up hazy and fucked up and shit. And I was like, yeah, I don't need no more fucking, I don't need no more of these evil people drugs. I really don't, bro. So that's a whole other thing. It's like, a lot of people think that medication will save them. But medication is a part of the cost, is a part of what's costing you.
Right.
And so it's better if you try to incorporate healthy lifestyle as opposed to trying to depend on medication later. Fucking with the green juice, making sure you take walks, at least once a day, every day, make sure you exercise, make sure you at least eat a vegetable or a fruit or something. Get some fresh air. Like me, I take cold showers. I take walks. I do green juice and shit. I mean, every once in a while, you can still find me at McDonald's and shit, but it's not.
I was gonna say, people, you don't have to give up everything, but you should because I know people that like myself. I used to go to McDonald's every day, bro. Every day. They call those high users. Does they actually have a term for that? So we on crack, but every day. So cut it down from right. I need that cheeseburger, nigga.
Yo, the McRib. When the McRib coming back, man?
It's funny that you bring that up, though, Ms. Lacroix. I had a coworker that I used to work with, and this dude drank so much Mountain Dew every day. Right. His doctor told him he could no longer drink Mountain Dew, bro. He's like, I cannot make this up.
He's like, you're quoting. He's like, it's a wrap for you, bro. and so this is what I think people should do. If you eat at McDonald's every day, cut it down to cut it down to twice a week, then cut it down to once a week, then cut it down to twice a month, then cut it down to 1 month. Do it in stages, because like we were saying earlier, you're not gonna stop cold turkey. It ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Even if you smoke cigarettes, okay, you a smoking cigarette motherfucker. If you want to quit, instead of smoking every day, smoke 4 times a week. Then smoke, once. You gotta do it in stages, because that. I think that's the way that it's gonna stick for people, and the way for people to make it a consistent, long-lasting move or change in their life, because they just consciously, because even on some conscious level, even consciously, you want to see progress so that you can keep going. You don't see progress, you can be like, man, fuck this shit. This shit don't work. You're just gonna go right back to doing what the fuck you're doing.
And one more thing that I learned the other day it was a thing. I watch a lot of shorts because I'm always doing research so I can make shorts. Right. But I saw a short the other day and the guy said, if you're not horny, you're not healthy.
I must be healthy enough.
So the thing is, so basically what they were saying is keep track of your libido and make sure you can always get a decent erection. If you're the type of nigga where you've always had decent erections and then all of a sudden you having issues, then definitely get your shit checked. You understand? Certain things I know where natural processes have to stay consistent. You understand? If you ever reach a point where if you know that usually as soon as you eat, a couple hours later you shit. Right. And then all of a sudden, it's been 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and you ain't shit. Problem. You understand? Or if you know that you the type of nigga that you like to eat, and then all of a sudden you lose your appetite unexpectedly for no reason. Problem. You know, pay attention to your body. That's another thing that a lot of us don't do. We live in life, we running around, we chilling, we clubbing, we partying, we this, we that, and we're not really paying attention to our bodies, bro. You got to pay attention to your body, bro. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Even me, I know I have a slight issue with earwax. And I'm just sharing this shit because I want niggas to understand what I mean. Why you have to pay attention to your body. Right. So every couple of weeks or months, I have to do this process where I lay down and I turn my head to the side and I pour hydrogen peroxide in my ear. And what it starts this like bubbling process, and it actually like it kind of softens, and I'm able to like, you know, clean out a lot of the wax buildup in my ear. And I have to do it on both sides, and I have to do it like every couple of weeks or to every couple of months. And I have to pay attention, because when I start saying "huh" all the time, or could you repeat that, or what did you say, like I'd be like, oh shit, I gotta do my fucking wax treatment. You know what I'm saying? So it's little shit like that where it's like, if I know I can usually hear niggas, then all of a sudden I'm always, excuse me, could you repeat that?
Right.
I need to work on myself. You understand? And that's free game for a lot of niggas. A lot of people go to the doctor for wax issues. I literally, like I do exactly what I explained to you. I just lay on the side and let hydrogen peroxide get into my ear canal, and it's gonna feel so fucking weird and crazy, because it's gonna start bubbling, and you're gonna hear crackling and popping in your ear, and it feels kind of weird and uncomfortable. But the longer you let it sit there and do the work, is the better it is for you. You understand? You see, right? 50 Fitzwell says he irrigates his ear with a syringe. That's another way you can do it. You understand?
Right.
I do it the old-fashioned way. You understand? But the bottom line I'm saying is, like, we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to our bodies, bro. Right. You understand? If you know that your body responds a certain way, and then all of a sudden your body does something different, don't overlook it. You understand? If you know you a nigga that sling D like it's no tomorrow, and then a bad bitch is in front of you, and then you looking down and nothing's happening,
right,
nigga? You need to go.
And also too, if you talking to a chick and she's like not that hot, but your dick get hard, she's the one. Fuck it, you gotta do it. I'm telling you.
That's one of the reasons. Besides spiritual reasons, right? That's one of the reasons why I became vegan, is because when you cut all of that meat out, right? When you have all that system, it messes up the blood. Hence, you're not getting an erection. I knew this from young. So then I said to myself, I was almost scared of not being able to get an erection in the future. So I told myself I had to, like, because I never had that problem. So I never want to have that problem.
But I like once I cut it out. But I like steak though. Okay, but damn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop eating steak. Fuck all y'all. Fuck the vegans. Fuck yo. I'm sorry, bro. I gotta eat my steak though, man. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I was a vegan for like a whole year.
All good. When you look up one day, you can't get it up. I can't say I didn't tell you so.
But see, the thing is, I need to eat cheese though. I fucks with cheese, even though like, cheese.
Man. Do you know what cheese is? Cheese is rotten milk, bro.
I don't care. That shit delicious.
You know what's fucked up about life, bro? You know what's fucked up about life? Cause you're just trying to live, bro. You're just trying to enjoy yourself and like be happy to some extent. You understand? And then it's like the same shit that make you happy, or the same shit that you really, really enjoy. Like, I mean, if a nigga enjoy cheese, he enjoy cheese. If a nigga enjoy a steak, he enjoy a steak. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like, look, as long as you're not sitting there eating steak all fucking day, right. You know what I'm saying?
It's all balance and moderation and all that.
In moderation.
Because sometimes too, what happens is I notice that because I'm pretty sure I'm lactose intolerant, because every time I eat some like dairy or cheese, I be farting, eating the shit like crazy. But then I keep doing it, but because I'm not listening to my body. I need to, like you said, I need to listen to my body and not like crazy. But it's like, and that's the thing. It's the balance of saying, like, I enjoy this, but I see what this does to me. So how can I enjoy this without letting it kill me? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing.
Fact. So
just to let you know, Ms. Lacar, you are lactose intolerant.
Exactly right.
Lactose intolerant. So you got to guess. If you go to the doctor, ask me on the test, he's gonna tell you, stop drinking all that goddamn milk. Like,
yo, I'm gonna tell y'all. I was the type of nigga that I used to love putting like a lot of fresh garlic in my food. But after a certain age,
right,
whenever I have too much garlic, I be killing the bathroom, son. And so now I have to be careful how much garlic I use and shit. Like, it's really crazy. Like, it's really, really crazy, because you know how garlic already has that pungent smell,
right?
Yo, when the nigga light up the bathroom,
Mm-hmm. Now you remember what DMX said about garlic bread? He said, he's like, sex is good, but have you ever had garlic bread though? And I was like, facts. He said, garlic bread is better than sex. Okay. That's how you know how good garlic bread is if it's better than sex. So I mean,
good libido food on a budget is ginger. It's all vegetables, nigga. Ginger, fucking celery. Ginger, celery, beets, and cucumber, and all types of melons, watermelon, cucumber, honeydew, that type of shit for libido. You know what I'm saying? Those type of foods for libido.
And all that type of stuff too. Though that family too also was good for that shit. Yeah.
Well, raw nuts and shit, raw nuts and paws and all that type of shit. You know
yes.
So, I fucks with the almond milk. I drink that with my cereal and shit. But yeah, that's what I have to do. Switch to the almond milk and shit.
Yeah, almonds in general.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I do. Every like month and a half to 2 months, I go get a colonics. So that's another thing I do. You know what I'm saying?
So
you don't do that shit though.
So to wrap it up, what's your last words, guys, on this topic? You know, because I think it's a really good topic for people to understand.
Last words: eat healthy and book an insurance policy while it's cheaper right now.
Facts. Fridax, especially y'all young niggas, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For real. For me, the last words, most people don't think about it though. You got to stretch. Most people don't stretch. When was the last time that you actually took a bath and not just a shower? Like your muscles need to relax. Your muscles are not relaxing a lot. You need to get a massage, whether you actually go to a masseuse or you got your girl doing it for you, whatever the case may be. So make sure you get a massage. Make sure you stretching. I guarantee you, if most of you stretch, I guarantee you realize that you don't stretch properly because your bones is gonna be hurting you. Your muscles gonna hurt you like crazy. Stretch good. Make sure you eating good. Make sure that you do things in moderation. And like Rashidi said, call RKT Appraisals. We can book you for this consultation, and we could definitely get you guys some coverage while you're still healthy.
Real shit. That's real shit, man. I mean, I'll just say about this is that, you know, for a person who eats terrible like myself, which a lot of people I know do, man, just start small and then, you know what I'm saying, just work your way up to it. I think that's the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like what Killian was saying was that it took you like 10 years to get to the point where you're at now. So, you know, don't rush the shit. Don't try to go crazy. Just, you know, take the first step. And I'll say this too, is that for motherfuckers that eat a lot of like bullshit and processed food and all that other stuff. Yeah. Like I know myself, I'm like, man, nothing healthy tastes good, right? But there's a lot of healthy shit that tastes good. And once you find those things that you like, stick with that shit. And you know what I'm saying? And find more other things that you like that's healthy. I'm sure there's certain vegetables that you're gonna like better than others. There's certain fruits you're gonna like better than others. So just stick with those and try new things and see what's popping, because you'll find a lot of stuff that you didn't even know you liked that you're gonna like. You know, that could be way better for you. So that's what I'll say.
I just want to address this question. AJ Lino says, if you eat a lot of cheese and you fart stinky by mistake around a chick, will she stay if you got game?
Oh yeah, nigga. You can fart right in her mouth and she'll stay. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I got that backstory, man. Like I done farted getting done one time, and it was all good. The show goes on. Like, you know what I mean? Show goes on.
Yeah, I farted around a chick the other day, and this was the game that I gave her. I said, did you hear that? She was like, yeah, it sounded like you just farted. And I was like, yeah, girl, because that's because I'm starting to get more comfortable being around you.
Stupid.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have game, nigga. You gotta have game. You feel me?
Yes, sir. All right, people. So make sure y'all guys go to rktappraisals.com. Hit up Kaylee Rashidi. Make sure y'all get y'all insurance right. You feel me? And yeah, that's pretty much it. We out of here, people, and we'll see y'all next week. Remember, the truth is inside you.
The farts inside you.
The farts is inside you. Exactly. We out of here.